Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. This your brother Quan Wath with the Great Millstone Charlotte Camp, coming with another quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And this evening, or this morning, rather, I wanted to get into this article off of Tyranny News, going into, propaganda and censorship dominate the information war. And we understand that Esau Edom is trying to control the narrative, trying to prevent, this word from going out, man. He sees these scriptures, coming out, and the men on the highways and byways through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shemiah Shai, he sees that threat, of coming to fruition, man. He sees that it's the truth of the scriptures is tearing down his lies, man. The hegemony that they built on a foundation of lies is being torn down, through the truth of the scriptures. But that's why they're pushing so hard. Like it says, propaganda and censorship dominate the information war. They're trying to keep people from hearing this word. And ultimately, we understand, it's going to end up in the famine of the word, man. It's going to end up in the persecution of the believers, in the prophets, man. Now, I'm going to just go through a couple of these bullet pointed the titles of some of these paragraphs and whatnot, just to get a few points. We go through, they're going into how all of these media companies, share, common, origins, Now, if we scroll down to the end of this paragraph, or this section of it rather, it reads, propaganda on the one hand and censorship on the other are the primary battle strategies of the information war we now find ourselves steeped in. Right? They're trying to control the narrative and trying to keep the people in that docile state of mind. Right? You Israelites chiefly, you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, they're trying to keep you separated from your power, man. That's why it's ever more important that you come back and serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai with fear and trembling, man. Continuing on, it says, it is imperative then to understand how these weapons of war against the public are being used and by whom. Right, because these are war tactics, man. And we're in the midst of a spiritual war, right? Hold on, let's get that. Salakia. Let's see here. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10. And they'll get in the point in verse 4. It says, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds, man, right? And this is all the spirit, This is all the spirit that's fighting this war, man. The spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. And this is what's pulling down Esau's system, Let me see here. Let's go back. Going back It says news agencies are the invisible propaganda nerve center. And so if you read through it, talks about how the Associated Press, Thomson Reuters, and what is this, AP France, the three main outlets, that are pushed, right? And like this is a little flow chart talking about, how they disseminate information to the masses, right? So you see the White House, the CIA, and the Pentagon use these three agencies, to push their information through to all these other news agencies, man. And when you read through this article, Lord willing, I put it in the description. It's giving you the reason why you see so many news channels and things of that nature seem to be regurgitating the same message. It's because they've been given the message from up top, man. And ultimately we understand that the elites, the so-called elites, right, are the ones that are disseminating this information to those other top sources, man. Let me see where we're at. Let me see here. Now, it's all good stuff. It's just I'm trying to get to the point. Because these things are all going to ultimately be used to come against, the men of the Lord, And so what we hear, it says fabricated media narratives shape public opinion. Sometimes media companies will use an agency's story without attribution, however, and or it may simply rewrite and slate to make it appear as an independent contribution. Still, the vast majority of news stories, including company photos and videos, are sourced from the big three. Now, the point being that all these things are, being used to disseminate a message to the people. And ultimately, it's going to be the message of, these men, that you see, are public enemy number one, man. These are the reason why the world is coming to an end as you know it. These are the people who are causing all these terrible things to happen, right? We're gonna be the blame, for everything that's going wrong in society, right? But that's fine, because we look forward to seeing this place crumble, man. And that's part of the persecution that we have to face, man. Let's look at that word propaganda real quick. This is the word propaganda. It reads, information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or point of view, right? And then what's their cause and point of view, man? They want everybody to worship Satan, man. They want to put everybody in the position to where they're comfortable taking that CHIP, right? That charagma, that digital, that buy or sell device, man, that goes underneath the skin, right? They're trying to make everyone comfortable with that. And to do that, they have to demonize the men that come against, all their plans, man. They're going to make it seem as though their target is, people who are going against America, so-called. But it's truly the people who are going, the men of the Lord who are preaching Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. Because their whole agenda is to eradicate righteousness out of the earth, man. Right? Because righteousness is the only what's the word? Remedy for wickedness, man. Truth is the only threat to lies, man. But that's what they're pushing, man. That's what they're trying to promote, in the public eye, to condition these people to come against the men of the Lord, man. And that's ultimately that persecution that we're going to face, man. Let's see. That's pretty much the point. Brothers can read, the rest of this. But, the point being, we're in the midst of, Esau Edom's scare tactics. In the midst of that, like it says, the information war, censorship, and propaganda, man. And it's all designed to come against the men of the Lord. Now we go to the scriptures. We're going to go here to Isaiah 29, as brothers have often been getting into. It's like it. Isaiah 29 and 20. It's Isaiah chapter 29, verse 20. For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off, that make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. Right. And that's what's coming to the world, man. Esau Edom is about to, come down like a flood, the scriptures say, against the men of the Lord, against the men who are teaching, contrary to what he's teaching, right? As he's the anti Hamashiach system, right? We're anti Esau Edom, man. So we're his what's the word? Antagonist. We're specifically here to come against this Babylon the Great system, man, and that's the threat, right? Because he knows he can get the rest of these people, but he wants to get us out of here, man. Because ultimately he knows he has that short time, man. You read that Revelation 12, I believe it's 10 or 11. Let me see here. It's Revelation 12 and 12. Well, I'll start in 11. I'll start in 10. Revelation 12 and 10. And I heard a voice saying in the heavens, now has come salvation and the strength, and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Mashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before the Most High. Which accused him before our power day and night, right? And this is what Esau Edom's doing, accusing us before the Lord, by pushing forward lifestyles that are contrary to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, enforcing them on our people, man, and then, turning to the Lord and saying, look at what your people are doing, and it's all in what's the word? In an attempt, to receive that blessing back, right? Which they're never going to receive, man. It wasn't written for them to win. It's written for, Israel to win, the elect, first. But continuing on, it reads, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. And that's a strong possibility, that you may have to lay your life down, for this ministry. But, as scriptures say, the dead in Yahweh Shai shall rise first, man. Precious in the eyes of the Lord is the death of his saints, right? That's an honorable thing, man, right? That's why it says we love our lives. We love not our lives unto death, right? We're brothers is ready to get out of here, so whatever persecution we face, we take it in stride, because we understand that's that straight gate, man. That's the only way, to receive the kingdom is to go through these things, man. And like it says, they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, Yahweh Shai sacrificed, man. So Yahweh Shai sacrificed himself, for his nation, man. And the word of his testimony, and that's the word, that we're about to be persecuted for. That's the word that all this propaganda and censorship is coming to attack, man. Right? So like verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he hath but a short time. That's Esau Edom, man. The biblical Hebrew Edomite who is in power right now is coming down with great wrath because he has a short time, man. They understand they have that short time. That's why we see things ramping up, man. That's why Apostle Tahar coined this year the hopeful year that all the prophecies come to pass, man. Because we see Esau Edom, revving up, to make that final push, right? And ultimately, Yahweh Shai is going to be the climax of this thing, man. The downfall of Babylon the Great, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, But that's why they're coming against the men of the Lord, man. We'll jump down to verse 17. It reads, and the dragon, was wroth with the woman. The dragon being this Edomite system, this Babylon the Great system, and the woman being Israel, man. Chiefly the elect, man. The ones who are pushing, the ones who have that testimony, right? Because Esau wants to remove that testimony from the earth. This, hey, that's the whole story, man. He wants to remove everything that has to do with righteousness, from existence, man. So he can dwell entirely in wickedness, man, entirely in darkness, and see the earth, destroyed, man. It says, and the dragon was wroth, meaning very angry with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, man. So like that article said, man, the propaganda and censorship, this is the testimony that they're attacking, man. They don't want to see this word, pushed out there, man. They're coming directly against the testimony of Yahweh Shai, man. Right? They try to, what's the word? They try to hide their true intentions, by going after these other groups, but their true target, and we're gonna see that coming shortly, man. That their true target is the men of the Lord, man. Their true target, because we're gonna be public enemy number one. We're gonna be, enemies of the state. We're gonna be all these things, plastered across the airwaves, as a hate groups and things of that nature, man. As a domestic terrorist starts to national security. We're reading that article. If you brothers get a chance, it talks about the Department of Homeland Security using, all these censorship and propaganda tactics, man. Because they want to get the word out of the airwaves, man. Because they understand that it's the only threat, to this system, man, to them accomplishing their new world system, new world order, right? Let's go to, let me see here. We'll go to Matthew chapter 5. Because we understand that all these things must be, man, but we take it cheerfully, right? Because it's part of the requirement to receive the kingdom, man. So we must go through these things, right? It says, Matthew 5:11, blessed are ye when men shall revile you and shall persecute you and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake, right? Because like I said, man, we're going to be public enemy number one, man. You know, the world is going to come against us, you know, in a way, you know, that we've never seen before, man. You know, that's why we have to continue to grow in this ministry, continue to, you know, uh, what's the word? Tap into the spirit and the body, man. You know, because we're all we have, man. You know, the only like-minded people are gonna be able to endure in those days, man. You know, that's why we have each other, man. You know, because we're the only ones who are gonna understand what we're going through. You know, it says, "Blessed are ye when men shall revile you, you know, and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely." Right? You know, so like I was saying earlier, you know, they're gonna be calling us domestic terrorists, man. You know, they're gonna be saying, you know, we're the reason why whatever, you know, calamities are befalling this place, man. We're in the way of what's the word? Of progress. You know, when we're calling out Esau Edom, who is truly in the way of progress, man, in the way of life, right? You know, we're in the way of his wicked agendas, and that's why they're coming against, you know, the word, right? You know, that's why the family of the word is about to be something that has a stranglehold on on these people, man. Let me get that real quick. Where we at in Amos? It's like it. Amos 8:5. This is so like it. Hold on. 8:11. Salakia. Amos 8:11. I'm tripping. Practically, I was myself. This is Amos chapter 8 and verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. Right? And that's what they're trying to eradicate from the earth, is the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. That's why they're pushing their propaganda. They're pushing the censorship. They're pushing the disinformation, right? You know, like it says, they're trying to dominate the information war, right? You know, because they want to remove the words of the Lord, you know, from the earth, man. You know, so they can continue in their wicked agendas, man. You know. Let me see here. Let's go back to that Matthew. Chapter 5 and verse 11. It says, Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and shall persecute you and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. Right? You know, our forefathers were persecuted in the same manner. You know, they spoke evil against them. Right? They had propaganda tactics that they were pushing against them. The censorship that they tried to place on them. You know, but what they continue to teach, they continue to preach. Right? And we're gonna do that until the Lord says no more. You know, until he pulls us out the highways and byways, till he closes down, you know, this internet. We're going to continue to teach and preach, man. You know, continue to push the word, you know, to the best of our abilities, right? like our forefathers, you know. Let me read in the NLT. It says, "Be happy about it." Actually, I'll start in 11. Matthew 5:11 NLT. Most High blesses you when people mock you and persecute you and lie about you and say all sorts of evil things against you because ye are my followers. Be happy about it. Be very glad, for a great reward awaits you in heaven. And remember, the ancient prophets were persecuted in the same way, right? You know, so our forefathers received, persecution in the same manner that we're about to face, man. The Lord willing, we can endure into the end, that we may be saved. Lord willing, we're of that elect number. That's what we're fighting for. That's why we take these things, with gladness. We take these things happily, right? Because we understand it's the cost of doing business, man. It's the condition of the battle, as scriptures say, right? Us having to face, this propaganda, the censorship, that what's the word? The disinformation, so-called, that they try to push. Us having to face that, as these times get closer and closer to the end. That's just a part of what we have to face to go through to receive the kingdom, man. Being called out of our names, being seen as threats to society, which we are, really, because we speak against this kingdom, right? We're anti-America, we're anti-Babylon the Great, right? And we're pro-Yahweh Shai, pro-Israel, man. Pro-righteousness, in the land of wickedness, that's seen as evil, right? But actually, let me get one more slide here, and then we'll close out. I'll go to 2nd Esdras 16 and 70. Well, we're starting at 70. It's 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Now, let me look at that word insurrection up real quick. Let's see. So insurrection says a violent uprising against an authority or government. So they're going to be coming against what? The government of Israel, man. The body of believers. That's that short time that Esau Edom sees he has. He's going to start to act quickly, man, with great wrath. It says they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord, right? And some of us are going to have to lay our lives down for the ministry, man, and so be it, right? Now, we have nothing here. Like scripture say, we have no continuing city, so putting your life on the line, being put on the chopping blocks, it is what it is, That's, if that be your lot, you take it cheerfully, man, because that's just you getting to see the Lord sooner, man. It says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses, right? We're going to lose things on this side, man. Things are going to be taken from us, right? But ultimately, we're going to, what's going to be given to us is going to be greater than anything that they could take, It says, they shall be known. For thou shalt waste and take their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known, who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire, right? So the elect will be tried, right? We're being purified. Lord willing, we'll be of that number. We're being purified through these trials, right? We're going to be purified through the persecution that we face, man, through the loss that we take, on this side, right? the sacrifices that we make, all these things that we're going through, our trials, that we may be purified as gold in the fire, man. It says, "Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same." Right? So we're going to be, taken care of in these times, man. The Lord is going to protect his elect, right? There's nothing to worry about. There's nothing Esau Edom can do or say, that's going to take you out of the Lord's hand. You read in Romans 8th chapter in the latter verses, man. There's nothing they can do to take you out of the hand of Yahweh Shemel Shah should you be of that elect number, man. That's why we always pray, that we're accounted worthy, to receive it, man, to receive of salvation, man. Because we see, things ramping up. We see Esau Edom, preparing his narratives, preparing that persecution, right? Preparing to come against the woman, man. That wrath, that he has towards the woman. We go back to this article, propaganda, censorship, propaganda and censorship dominate the information war, right? We're seeing the narratives being pushed, that are going to come against the men of the Lord. But we understand that those things must be so. In order for us to receive the kingdom, we have to go through, great persecution, man. Acts 4 and 22, I believe it is. Let me see. We'll get that, and then we'll close it out. Acts. Slovakia. Hello. 'Slovakia. I can't remember how it was. Is it 4 and 22? No, it's not 4 and 22. Let's see. Slovakia. Tribulation. $14 and 22. Slovakia. It's late. Forgive me. This is Acts 14 and 22. It reads, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Now reading the NLT, it says, where they strengthen the believers, they encourage them to continue in the faith, reminding them that we must suffer many hardships to enter into the kingdom of the Most High, man, right? So, all these things must happen, right? We have to be so-called victims of, Esau's coming persecutions, man, because it's not ultimately, the quicker that they come, with their narratives, with their persecution, they push that propaganda, the sooner we can get to the Lord, man. So we embrace it, and we take it cheerfully. But, going back to the article, man, let me see here. Propaganda and censorship dominate the information war, man. Esau Edom, is trying to keep, the word of the Lord, off of the airwaves, man. trying to keep people from hearing about Yahweh Shem Yahushai, trying to keep righteousness, from being pushed throughout the earth, man. That energy is a threat to, what he's worked so diligently to build, and, he's going to come against the man of the Lord, for doing so, man. We're going to be, enemies of the state. We're going to be public enemy number one, man, because they're going to tell the world, that we're the reason why all these negative things are happening. When we know that it's the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai ultimately, coming to destroy this place, man. So, I pray that lesson was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. I want to close by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. And peace and blessings to you, hopeful elect, out there pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. Wa Kwame Yasharala, Wa Abad Babal. Hey, DTA soon. We almost home, man. Shalom.